Hey guys, it's Sammy and welcome to my spoilery discussion / rave video for A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. So this is just going to be a little series I start on my channel. Whenever I do a spoiler-free review and I either really love the book, I really hate the book, I will do a separate discussion video, a rave or a rant. So I will be doing these, and today this is obviously a rave because I love this book. So let's just talk about all the spoiler things I have to say. This doesn't really have a format, so this is basically me just talking to you about how much I love this book. Flipping through tags, maybe talking about what I loved with spoilers, obviously. So if you have not read this book, leave, read it, come back, I don't want to spoil you. Okay, so starting off, when I first started this book, I was instantly sucked in because fantasy is new to me. I don't read a lot of fantasy, like, at all. Like, the most fantastical story I've read is City of Bones. So when I first started reading this, I was just captivated by the world, and I wanted to learn more about it because obviously it's not the human world, it's not like our world. In the beginning, I hated her sisters. I was like, guys, why? Why do we have to be like this? Why can't we just all love each other? But as obviously we went on, I learned, like, way farther on, I liked them, and it was great, I guess. Like, they were, Nesta obviously changed a lot and she was really supportive or whatever, but like that was kind of weird too because, like, what made you flip? Side note on Tamlin, I do love Tamlin. I feel a little biased because I wanted to film this video before I started A Court of Mist and Fury, but I didn't. So now I've read like 150 pages of A Court of Mist and Fury, I have very mixed feelings on Tamlin, but at the end of this book, I really love Tamlin, so you should too, maybe, I don't know. Anyway, so the first tab was just like describing Prithian and why they had the mask. I thought the mask thing was really weird, like, and I just found it was really hard to visualize masks because I was just really creeped out. Like, I don't like masquerades, I don't like masks, they creep, I don't like them. Oh, this is describing the courts. I found the courts to be so interesting, like, the aesthetic that you could do for each of these courts. Personally, I find myself as a night court person because stars, galaxies, like dark, brooding, like, oh gosh. Just a rough around the edges characters. I loved Tamlin. Lucien was really funny, like, I enjoyed his character, even though, like, once again, the fox mask freaked me out and I didn't like to think about it, so I still enjoyed Lucien just fine. Alice wasn't really fleshed out, like, she was fine too. Like, I get it was Beauty and the Beast, and she was supposed to be like, I haven't seen Beauty and the Beast in forever, like maybe the teacup, question mark. The next tab I have was one of the, I don't tab for like good reasons for my reviews, like I don't tab like plot points, I tab quotes and I tab information dumps for me to look back on, but mostly quotes that just make me laugh, make me feel something, or just like, the first like tab about like a quote I have is when they're in the garden and he's talking about his dad planted the roses for his mother when they mated or whatever. This is when she pricked her finger on the roses or something, and it says his lips were smooth against my skin, his breath warm, and my knees buckled as he lifted my other hand to his mouth and kissed it too. Kissed it carefully in a way that made heat begin pounding in my core between my legs. Yikes. The words she uses are so funny, but like, when I first read this got me and I was like, oh my god. But like, now looking back, it's kind of like, oh, I don't really like you anymore. But I would say it at the end of the video, but if you haven't seen my Twitter discussion where I fully I read the book, but then I reacted on Twitter to some of the crazy parts so I could get like my reaction. You should check that out. I will link it down below, or if I can link it up there, I will, whatever. Anyway, so now, once we get to page 190-ish, everything apparently starts to pick up because I have so many tabs, so we're not going to go over all of them. Oh, so page 189 is when she first meets Reese and boy, that aesthetic though, like, I was like, the dark hair, dark clothing, very, like, sinister, like, not sinister, but, like, edgy. I was feeling it. I was all up on this. I need to reread it now because I'm reading according to, oh, This was during Fire Night. Fire Night, my friends, was super weird. I wonder if they're gonna have another one in the Court of Mist and Fury. I was no good during Fire Night. This was this was just too much for me. It was weird and like, why? Like, why? And then they run into each other in the hallway. I have that tabbed. He like legit bites her, and like I was feeling it, but then like I don't feel it now. Like it just kind of bothers me that he bit her. Like what? Why'd you bite her? Why? Like this stuff doesn't seem as like interesting as I once thought it was. I think I don't know, guys. I really like this book. Like I loved it. Like I loved it because I love the world and I love the characters. But like looking back now, like some of the stuff I tabbed, like why did I tab this? Because now I'm just wholly not interested in Tamlin whatsoever. But like it is still sweet. Like it's sentimental in the way that like he's not like this anymore. What is the spoiler discussion even supposed to be about? Ooh. Alright, so now we're on page 234 and this is when Rhysand shows back up again and he's all like evil and shit. Like I hated him. Like I hated him in this beginning of this book. Like I was like, I don't understand. Like why does everybody love him? I don't understand. Like why? Like he showed up and everyone was like fighting and he was like, yeah, I put the head on the fountain and it's blah blah blah, it's not a big deal. I did feel for him when they called him Armantha's whore and I was like, oh my god, this is gonna have a tragic backstory. But even then, still wasn't like that big of a deal. Like I still just didn't like him. Ooh. This is when I was like, oh my god, this quote. When Rhysand went into Farrah's head, that is a fascinating trait. This gives me Twilight vibes. Like, I enjoy this. Anyway, Rhysand's talking to Tamlin and he's like, she has the most delicious thoughts about you, Tam. I hate reading out loud. It makes me so uncomfortable. But I will do this, and it's this quote. She has the most delicious thoughts about you, Tamlin. He said, she wondered about the feeling of your fingers on her thighs. Between them two, I can't, nope. And then we have this curse or whatever that is put on Tamlin, and this girl leaves before she can break the curse. I mean, obviously she doesn't know, but that is one of the biggest plot points that bothers me so much. Like, I know eventually it gets resolved, but like, oh my god, when she came back from being at home and like all of their family got rich again and blah 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 blah, no one really cares about her family. I was so angry to hear that there was a curse like that and she was just too late. Why didn't you say you loved him? You could have broke the curse and this never could have happened. That is so annoying. Like, that's so annoying. Like, why? Why are we gonna do a curse like that? And obviously, of course, there was a loophole and of course she found the loophole, blah 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 blah. But still, it was just, why? Also, it pissed me off when everyone was like, especially like Alice was like, you stupid girl, you should have known about the curse, like it was so blatant. And I was like, I didn't understand, I didn't see it. Like, yes, the Suriel was like, stay with the High Lord and you'll be safe, or blah 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 blah. Probably would have left if he was like, go, like, you'll be safer out there, go protect your family. I would have been like, okay, good luck out there, boy. Back to her family, because I will talk about her family for a second. I liked when she came back and she found out that her sister wasn't affected by Tamlin's delusion or whatever. She wasn't affected by it. I thought that was interesting. I liked that she had been putting up a front for her sister so that her sister didn't know, like Elaine. And I liked that she was eventually sort of loyal to Farrah, but like still she was low-key a bitch. Like, but anyway, so now she is under the mountain and we meet Armantha and all this wild stuff. The way that Rhysand was treated by Armantha made me really upset. Like, now looking back, it makes me really upset. At the time, I really didn't pay much attention to it because I was just like, I just wanted her to win all these trials. But it is so sad. It's really sad. So then she gives him the riddle. I didn't understand the riddle because I'm stupid, I guess. A lot of people actually knew the answer to the riddle and I was just like, what is it? I don't understand. It makes sense now, love, obviously, but I wasn't smart enough to understand that. Nor did I think she would because she can't read. So now we get into the part that I appreciate a lot more now because looking back, it was just, yes, Yes. So this is when she is so badly like messed up after the first trial and she's like broken and she's gonna die, and Rhysand comes in and he is going to fix her as long as she agrees to his terms or whatever, and she gets that marking on her arm, and that marking, my aesthetic is this Night Court. And at this point, when I was reading this, I still did not like him. I was just like, I'm not going to like you, like I'm just not going to do it. That didn't last long, and like he was just nice. Like he says like rest up, Farah, and like it was, I still bookmarked it because I knew like myself well enough that I would eventually want to come back and read this. This is gonna be feels all over again. So now we get into the part of this book where the aesthetic was too real for me, and that is when Farah started becoming like Rhysand's like date ? And she wore that like body paint and the gossamer dress, and like, yes. If there's any good like drawings of that, please link them down below because I will really appreciate them. When I started to really like Rhys was when he helped her with the lever with the riddle. Once again with another riddle, why? And he told her which one was right. I was like, you go, good for you. This got really cute near the end between her and Rhys. Like, I don't know, I liked it. Like at the end, I was starting to feel it more. Okay, when she snuck off with Tamlin just to start, so they could have a hot makeout session, I was like, why? Why are you doing this? You're both gonna die. Like, and then people were mad when Rhysand came up and swooped up in there and was like, okay, we gotta take control of this. People were like, oh my god, he forcefully kissed her. Like, this is whatever. And I was like, she's gonna die. They're both gonna die. It's gonna be the over. Just done for. And then she figured out that he has this heart of stone, and he doesn't die. She dies. And then they bring her back as a high fae, and I was like, of course they do. I knew from the beginning that she was going to have to be a high fae for this story to progress any. She's created by all the high lords of all the courts, so you know that's going to have some implications, of course. Like, something's going to happen there. And then also, at the very end, when she goes up to Rhysand and he makes the face, my guess, mating bond, I feel it, I ship it, I will enjoy this. I think that is what it is, because isn't that how it works? You see them and you're like, yes. So that's my take on that. I liked that she wasn't a virgin before she met Tamlin, mainly because that's just so tropey and like so annoying. Like, it's not always the case, guys. Not always the case. I wish I made this video when I still really was like in love with Tamlin, but now I just don't feel it that much anymore, so like my feels would have been a little higher in this video. It's definitely interesting. I'm definitely excited to finish the second book. I've already started reading it, and it's everything. You guys are gonna love it. If you haven't read it already, check it out. Well, I think that's gonna be it for this video because I don't know what else to talk about. Like, this was basically just me like rambling, and so I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I can't wait to do one of these for A Court of Mist and Fury. Ah, yes. So I will see you next time. Bye!